Good morning. For me, it's good morning. And I decided to come out to this beautiful location to talk to you guys a little bit about process. And what I mean by that is that I hope you can hear me. The waves are really unusually robust and loud this morning. Normally, early in the morning, they're very peaceful, so I don't know if it's the moon or what, but hopefully you can hear me. So anyway, what I mean by process is that in order to get to where you want to be, there's a process, right? That's really simplistic, but I have been in the process of creating the life I want to live, which is this, for years now. And I think, I'm going to give you an example in terms of what this recent pandemic situation, right? When this first hit us back in, let's say, March or whatever it was, I was like, oh, you guys stay positive and find the silver lining, and even if you're not working, you can find something else to do. And I was really trying to, encourage different ways of thinking about the situation so that it wouldn't just hit you as a negative, as a disaster, as some type of like the sky is falling catastrophe. And I think some people may have taken a bit of issue with that because it was like, well, yeah, look at you, you're on an island, you got this life, and so it's different for you. And I mean, yes, literally it's different for me in some ways, but really it's not. We're all in the same boat in terms of what we choose to believe, what we decide to create in our lives, and how we decide to go about that. So I could easily have been just as fearful and like naysaying as anybody else, like, oh no, this is going to be terrible, I'm going to be afraid for my health, I'm going to get sick, and just like be worried. And I just was not willing to participate in that, no matter what certain reports said, no matter what the news was, all these conspiracy theories. I just wasn't willing to participate in that. And so I was really comfortable for quite a while. But that's not because I had so much business happening and it was like booming, making money. No, I was like coasting. I was definitely coasting on my reserves for a while. And then, boom, the shit hit the fan for me too. And, the work that I was used to doing, everything just came to a standstill. So I absolutely was affected by that. And I had moments of like, okay, what am I going to do? Right? I've been preaching all this stuff. Now what am I going to do? And it was like, well, do what you've been talking about. Just know that if this door closes, that means something else is bound to open. And I just kept believing it and writing about it and talking about it, not like broadcasting, but just sort of in my mind to myself. As I've said many times, I wake up in the morning and I speak about what my life is going to be like. I did it today. And I just was determined, and not like determined like I was fighting against something. It's not like pushing against. It's just believing, just knowing that, look at how much abundance there is, right? I keep talking about there's abundance all around. If you choose to look at it, if you choose to see it and find it, there's so much always that is available to us. And so I decided to just notice that, to rest in that and rest in what God was going to do for me. And I did. And then lo and behold, things started happening. I got an email out of the clear blue that I wasn't expecting. I had no idea. Basically offering me a job. It wasn't a straight offer. Excuse me, I'm a little moist. It's a little humid out here. But basically telling me about, hey, listen, I don't know if you're around, but I would love for you to apply for this. And I did. And then, as you probably know if you've heard me talking recently, I got that job, and it happened like within a matter of weeks. It just was very quick. And then old clients came from out of the blue and were like, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And frankly, lately, those of you who know me personally know I've been so full of work. It's almost like more than I can handle, right? It's just so much work. But I'm really, really grateful because on the one hand, like I said, the work I was doing completely shut down. It's still closed. Like if I were relying on that, I'd have had no work for months and none really in sight with that particular client. However, all these other things have opened up now. And frankly, it's good that I didn't have the other work for a little bit because now I have the bandwidth to do the other stuff. I'm going to move a little bit because the sun's getting in my eyes. Give you a little bit of a different view. And so everything worked out, and it's still working out. And that's what I mean when I say it's a process, right? You have to just kind of flow with it. You have to be willing to trust that when some things don't work out, something else is coming, right? Something else is definitely coming. And it may not come right away, but I think it's like the more you exercise that muscle of belief and faith and trust and knowing that if all this is provided for us, all this beauty, and wherever you are, find the beauty. I always say find the beauty, wherever you are, you find the beauty. If all of that is provided, then certainly we're not going to be left out here hanging. I have my water, excuse me, my favorite copper water bottle because it gives me minerals. Hold on. If all of this is provided just because, why would we have been put on this planet? To suffer? To struggle? I don't think so. We're put here to enjoy this and to be abundant and to live incredibly well. I hope I don't get washed away. If this ocean starts splashing up, I'm gonna have to go. But I mean, look at that. Look at how much water. Look at just, like I said, the abundance of the ocean this morning. This isn't what it's usually like. And so I don't know if it's seasonal. I'm not really sure. I don't study these things, but there's more than enough. And so that's what I'm talking about, again, when I say process. Find out what your process is, what your flow is, and begin to just lean into that and be comfortable. Like lean back on it like it's an easy chair, or your beloved someone that you lean back and you know they got you, right? It just feels good. I can relax. I don't have to stress about this. Frankly, at this point, when I'm awake at night, it's not because I'm worried. It's because I have so much on my mind. Okay, I need to do this, do that. I'll make sure about this, check on that client, follow up with this, finish this document. It's because I have so much to do that I have trouble now shutting my brain down to just like, okay, it is my time to just chill out. So I went to the gym yesterday, finally, thank goodness, and it was the same thing. I was like, this is my time. I'm not gonna be worried about what the next thing is I have to do. I'm not gonna be worried about, okay, if I don't get on this task, I'm gonna be failing somehow. I mean, completely no. I was like in there sweating and panting for me, and it was wonderful. So I think it's important to share that with you, because I think at times when you look around, it seems like there's no real answer. It feels frightening. It's very tempting and easy sometimes to think, oh no, what am I gonna do? Let me hold tight, let me constrict my energy. When I believe the opposite is what you need to do, is like expand, be expansive, open your mind, open your heart, open your imagination, and be willing to see what are the possibilities, what could be about to happen right now, what could I create in this space of uncertainty, in this space of what looks like things are falling apart. What could I create, what could I put together? You know how it is often when things look like they're at their worst, it's because the deck is being reshuffled to give you perhaps a better hand. Now, you get to be in control of the hand that you're dealt, and what I mean by that is no matter what cards you get to control how you play them. And so you can freak out like, oh man, I got a bunch of 2s and 3s, what am I gonna do? But somebody needs 2s and 3s. They wouldn't be in the deck if they didn't have a purpose, right? Somebody needs 2s and 3s. Sure, sometimes you're gonna get a bunch of aces and it's like, woohoo, I got it going on, you know, but learn how to work with your 2s and 3s, learn how to be strategic. And so someone wrote to me the other day and said, hey, you know, congratulations to you because you've been building, working hard for a long time, and now it's starting to pay off. And I'm like, you're damn right, I've been working my butt off for years. What you see now, and it's not like, oh, my life is like, you know, I'm balling out of control, but you understand, it's like, this didn't just happen. I didn't just wake up and take a walk by the ocean. I thought about it for a long time. I took risks, big risks. I was willing to fail. And there's sometimes, I guess I would say, have I failed? I mean, there's times I haven't like reached maybe the thing I wanted to reach, but actually I don't think so. I don't think I've failed. I don't see myself as having failed. I see myself as having learned a lot. Even in terms of like some recent business I did, I realized I completely messed up my numbers, like in terms of what I charged somebody. Like, what was I, how did that happen? I lost money on that deal. Is that a failure? No, it's a lesson I won't forget. And I think it's because I just, again, had so many different things going on and trying to keep up with this, and some plans were changing, and first they wanted this and they wanted that, and I was like, okay, well, here you go. And, you know, it ended up not being good for me in that way, in terms of like numerically. But honestly, I feel like, no, the door's not closed on that yet. and it's up to how I choose to perceive it. And so I'm not perceiving it as a loss. I have no like upset feelings about it. I'm like, all right, let me slow down. Let me really pay attention to what I know about the business that I'm doing. Let me pay attention to what I have learned and the what is it, like the different like factors and the knowledge I can pull in to apply it to something that I want to do. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. The other thing is I just wanted to come out and show you the beach because it's beautiful. And I don't have time to take a walk this morning because I'm actually meeting someone to do some work at my house. But I wanted to come out and just have a little bit of this because this feels good in the morning. This is one of the ways I can open my heart and open my mind to just feel good. And I find that when I feel good, I perform better mentally, physically, psychologically. I feel better, and so it puts me in a better state of mind. This is like a mental health thing for me. So I hope you find whatever it is for you that makes you feel better and perform better, whether it's a nap, whether it's a walk, whether it's a conversation with someone that you care about, someone that you can confide in, you know, I don't know, get yourself a massage, pet your dog or your cat. It could be something really simple. It doesn't have to be about spending money. This is costing me nothing but time, but what a great way to spend my time, right? So that's it. I think that's it. It's just a quick and dirty one this morning. Sending you guys lots of love as always. Thanks again for your support. I'm growing. Oh, one more thing. So this is one more thing that happened in terms of the process. Sometimes people will try to hurt you when you elevate, right? Because they're jealous or they're careless with how they handle your business or your information, or, you know, all kinds of things can happen. And a client of mine some years ago told me that a woman who like is a major powerhouse in TV and radio told him, look, if nobody's trying to sue you, you're not really doing anything. Because I think he at the time was facing a lawsuit, and he was of course freaked out about it. And she's like, don't even worry about it, because that just means that your game is elevating. And so they must want some of what you have. And it's the same kind of thing. As you notice yourself start to elevate, don't be surprised if people are like throwing salt or like, you know, nails under your tire, so to speak, or doing things that would kind of would impede your progress, even if it's just like an annoyance. It may not be like necessarily a financial thing or a hopefully not a physical thing, but just like messing with your peace, that can happen. But also recognize that is part of the leveling up process. I don't say it's lonely at the top, but there are fewer people at the top than like at the middle and the bottom. It's a pyramid, right? It's definitely like this. And most people are not willing to do what it takes to go up. And that doesn't just mean hard work grinding. I'm gonna switch again because of the sun. Isn't it nice that I can keep switching angles and it's beautiful everywhere? I love that. That doesn't mean that, what was I saying? Oh, that it's like hard work necessarily. I mean, there is that. You do have to work, of course. But it also means, I'm talking about mindset. And so the way you choose to focus your energy, if you are continuing to engage with people who are like belittling you or other people who are like, you know, constantly talking about stuff that really doesn't matter, small ideas, gossiping, knocking people down, talking trash, that's not where you want to spend your energy. That's not going to help you elevate and raise your game to where you want to be. You want to be, again, in that expansive mindset. You want to be in the mindset of like, wow, what's possible? What can I create? What's available to me? And the answer is, it's all available to you. It really is. And so I'm continuing to discover that. And I absolutely see myself, like literally see myself raising up. I can feel it. I can feel it in my life. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in the relationships I'm having with people. I can feel it financially. I just know that my life is getting better and better and better. And it's because it's a decision. I'm choosing how I want to focus. I'm choosing how I want to start my days. I'm choosing that when I run into a snag, and I do, how I'm going to deal with it. You know, I had, like, when I came back into the country, I had, like, my car was damaged by someone else. I had to pay this money to get it fixed. I had, what else was it? Oh, you know, account getting hacked. And thank you, one of you guys, if that's who did it. I'm not even tripping because I already know I'm good. If that's the mentality that people feel like they have to hack you or somehow try to take you down, that is on them. That's going to come back and bite them. It is so true that you reap what you sow. So I'm not phased. I don't have time to be worried about little stuff like that. It's like I'm staying steadily growing. And can I tell you, the opportunity, I'm being flooded. Like I said, I almost don't have the bandwidth for the kind of stuff I'm being approached with now. So I'll tell you this, I'm really excited. Like one day I want to do a show. Wouldn't that be fun? Like how about doing a show? Like being a host of a show. I never thought about that. I had an idea for a TV show years ago. I actually hired someone to be a host for it. And she's like, why don't you just be the host? I was like, oh, no, I couldn't even see myself. But now I'm like, yeah, why not host a show? That'd be fun. Now that's, who knows, it could be a pipe dream, but I'll put it out there and see, you never know. So I'm thinking like that. I'm not worried about little nickel and dime here and there. And I don't mean necessarily financially. I mean, just in general, like energetically nickel and diming me, trying to disturb my peace or steal my joy. That's not going to happen. It's just not available to be stolen because it's an endless flow. I'm a fountain of joy. I'm a fountain of abundance. I'm a fountain of prosperity. I'm a fountain of health and wealth and loveliness and happiness. It just doesn't stop. What's that song? All I do is win, right? That's all there is. So, you know, and you get to choose that. You get to decide. And I'm talking about even on a day when things feel like crap and whatever, I already know that's just a passing. It's like a little sailboat passing by. There's no point in me stressing over that. That's what I have to say. Now I'm going to slow down. Breathe in some of this wonderful salt air. Don't have time to get in and take a dip, but I'm going to sit here and enjoy it for a minute. And that's what I wanted to share with you. I think it's important to just slow down and let your mind just like untangle itself from the knots that we tend to tie it in, right? Even me, like one of the things I notice about myself, my mother always says, you talk so fast, and I think I do. And so I will try to talk a little more slowly. I know that I talk quickly because I think I'm like, always like my mind is going and I have a lot of ideas, I have a lot of thoughts, and I just literally spit them out. But I think there's something to slowing down. And so that's in the mornings, that's my time when I'm just quiet, and it's so peaceful. And so I'm gonna do that for a few more minutes now, but I'll let you guys go to enjoy your day in the way that you find is good for you. Okay, always sending you lots of love, wishing you the best, and I receive it back. Thanks, guys. Mwah.